Hello and welcome back to Europa Universalis V. We are continuing on with the Knights Hospitalier as we start to lock down Greece. My goal for today, at least, is to try and get as close to forming Greece as we can. Yesterday, we got in a big war with Sicily, and then we got in an even bigger war with Genoa. Somehow, we won. We sunk all the Genoese boats as they came towards us. They actually declared war on us. And today, I believe our plan is to go to war with Byzantium. Take over all those Byzantine provinces. We just got a ton of money from Genoa, having just recently won that war. So we're building logs, wheat. We're building a ton of roads, as well as some farming villages, a market village. Lots of stuff that we're getting built up here right now. Hey, achievements turned on. Have a market of your country with a full stockpile of food. So I also learned a few things since the last stream, just in terms of how markets work and how to kind of grow them a bit more. Our advisors have suggested selling off titles of the nobles to anyone who can afford to pay. It could bring in a lot of money and open a way for social advancement for the rich, but would devalue the idea of the nobles and perhaps upset the aristocrats. $50 dues or estate satisfaction. I feel like, well, they're not super happy right now, but I don't think we're making any money off the Dynatoy. We're making a little bit of money. We could be making more. Those guys are maxed out. The nobles aren't particularly happy with us, at least compared to everybody else. 15 estate satisfaction for $50. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be real. I think I'd make more money just taking the estate satisfaction and cashing out. Yeah, immediately I'm making more cash on that. So we're up to $17. Honestly, dudes, this is crazy cash. We're making very, very good money. So I was learning about markets basically, and because I was wondering, like, how can I expand my market so it eats up more of Constantinopolis? And the answer to that is market attraction. The Rhodes market exerts an extra market attraction of 4 over other locations. Prestige, trade income versus tax base, development, and staffed buildings. So having more buildings will increase my market attraction. There are other little things you can do. I want to say that upgrading our marketplaces gives us trade advantage, trade capacity. Oh. Market warehouse, trade advantage, trade capacity. I could have sworn this is something that's like really important to build in your home market building because it is a special building. Most of the special buildings are worth making, like the unique ones that you can only make one of, like the chancellery, max literacy, efficiency for cabinets. I should also really build one of these in our home province. And honestly, a library would also be really good. Local literacy, local max literacy. These are really what I should get going. This is only $40. I'm gonna grab that. Get ourselves cooking pretty quickly today. Achievements. Finally, the game is worth playing. I know, right? We've been waiting on it for so long. Problem is sometimes in your campaign, the colonizers don't get to the New World before the 1600s. Yeah, sometimes it seems like quite slow. I feel like colonization was a lot faster in EU4, but Burgess has asked us to help join the war against Bulgaria. Being such good eggs, we could hardly refuse our friends. I owe them favors. Oh, I guess we're at war with Bulgaria now. Well, all right. Hop on the boats, laddies. These guys aren't even doing anything. Let's detach those cogs. I'm gonna have those guys just hunt navies in case Bulgaria has a fleet. I don't think they do. In fact, they don't have any fleet, so I could just keep them on, like, patrol the seas, probably. And those cogs will automatically start transporting my troops up, so. The good news about this is if I'm at war with Bulgaria, I can take a bunch of Greece back. I am in charge of the army, in charge of the war, so. Accidental war with Bulgaria, just what I was looking for, you know? Now, they actually do have troops, and more importantly, they actually have a ton of levies. So I might need to be a little bit careful with this. I don't really want to raise levies because I'm more focused on like booting up my economy right now. We have helped some provinces recover. We could add some more troops into here. The Hoofennice. Wouldn't it be nice to have a Hoofennice? I forgot that we have cannons. Here's our new paycheck. Thank you, Bulgaria, right? We made like 500% more money by making Genoa pay us. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like our diplomatic income is 22.22. Most of that money is coming from war reparations with Genoa. Not all of it, because I think that all the military treaties we also have is also getting us a lot of that. War reparations. Oh, only actually $7. Wow. France, Hungary, Castile, all paying us a ton of cash. Dude, we should try to get England to pay us money. Who else has money? Austria? Bohemia? Perhaps? Got any more flags around here that want conquering? Not sure how deep in here we want to go. You were on recovery efforts. Let's just wrap those up so everything is nice and recovered here in the meantime. What's very confusing is like Burgas, their capital, has yet to be sieged. Iridyne. Oh, that's fun. Oh, well, I could definitely take those guys out. Go siege their capital and we can get like an individual peace treaty with them. We have gained cores. Rhodes Market is missing a ton of books also. Noted. You know, we'll siege this just because it's a fort. And then we'll work our way up. I like that, you know, sieging the forts gives you some view, like some visuals on the countries. So you're not totally caught when an army comes crashing in on you. Sometimes. Sometimes you're not totally caught. Need help in your province? My RGO has no workers, but I have peasants from tribesmen leveling up. How come those peasants don't level up to laborers? It depends somewhat on the RGO. So it should say promotion here. Peasants able to promote. The peasants should move into laborers. If they're not, it's possible. I was gonna say that like the RGO isn't making money, but I'm realizing like the RGOs always make money. They don't operate at a loss ever because they don't have any inputs. Right? Yeah. The further I get up here in Bulgaria, the more nervous I'm getting. I'm gonna tell you that right now. What part of this is Greece? Everything over to Burgas. Well, Bulgaria, you really own a lot more than you should. Release Erdine. I have been in love with war reparations lately. I'm also in love with free money. Kingdom of Bulgaria is a revolter, and we are not the war leader. Are you trying to tell me I am not going to get a ton of money from this war? Extremely rude, honestly. Hoof nice. Make me a hoof nice. This is going to stray into politics, but I feel the need to share the facepalm with people who will understand. The government in Australia is banning social media for anyone under 16. In part to protect from bullying. Roblox is exempt from the ban? That's hilarious. I feel like that's where most of the online creepiness is coming from, is Roblox. That's very ridiculous. So... oh no, he does have a little city down here. I wonder if I take this, will Burgess actually get all this territory as well? Like, where is your army? You're only at war with me. I know you have levies. Are you just like, we have no interest in leaving the capital? You're making me very nervous. Honestly, I'm kind of just tempted to say, like, focus on sieging and just let them do their thing. But you know what? They're going to find their way there. Where are you going, buddy? Okay, we have completed all of our improvements. So what does this guy do best? Diplomacy. Assimilate pops into our culture. We can have him also integrate places or convert provinces. Lower Macedonia, Evros, Berga. So we're about to integrate there. You know, I'm building... Sarahan is always rebelling, so I'm wondering if we integrate it, will it cut down on the rebels that we currently have? Would that be worth doing? It's a bit hard to say, but... YouTube is or was on the ban list because apparently the lawmakers don't understand you don't need or can watch without an account, right? Taxing social media like cigarettes and alcohol, like a vice tax? Honestly, that doesn't sound like too bad an idea. Peace. Burgess will continue to exist. Victorious, we have won a war. And look at this, Burgess did take all that country. And so now you guys are just my vassal? I am a successionist order. Seed locations. Oh, this is we would seed. Wait, are you not Catholic? You're Orthodox. Return land, seize territory. I want this land. Interesting. Start annexation. This would be done in 2 years? Do we wish to fully annex Burgess? They will no longer be another nation on the map, but instead ruled directly by local governors. We'll keep the population in check. It will take until February in 2 years to fully annex. They will get resist annexation, cutting our diplomats down, and making our other subjects mad at us. Let's just do that. Problem solved, honestly. Oh man, I am very excited about having artillery. Part of me just wants to keep spending money and getting more artillery. You think the filth would find somewhere else to prey on the people? How is province control? Are the pops your primary culture and religion? Do you have high crown power? Oh, from the leveling up of the tribesmen and stuff. First Navy. Oh, merge. Merge. Well, I guess you're hanging out in Thessalonica for now. Boy, we are making good cash, honestly. Trade capacity, burger trade capacity. 160 bucks. Local max literacy and efficiency of the cabinet. Uses paper gold books. This is the other problem is I'm still having a major, I'm missing beeswax and fruit. And I am still missing books. 161 for the market warehouse and 160 for the chancellery. Ah, man, both of those are decent options, but how not our problem Roblox is? Yeah, it's a very problematic platform right now, so even Meta eventually takes action, yep. Laugh at how stupid the government is. Moving on to happy thoughts. Totally fair. Not having primary culture is quite the debuff. If I'm wrong, you need to hover over the labor icon. I mean, it is pretty quick, typically, to integrate other groups into your culture. Or at least has been so far in my experience. Byzantium. Oh, you have, like, no troops. I don't have any diplomats right now. That's a problem. We are improving relationships with Florence. Let's pull that diplomat back. I'm building a spy network in Castile and in France. Those are both the steel maps. And I'm annexing, which, of course, is very expensive. That being said, I have a lot of money, so could I spend some more on diplomatic spending here? If I could get to, like, at least 0.05. Here we go. It's not great. It's still like a lot of... It's like every 2 years I get a diplomat. Athens is cored. And I believe that is the entirety of that integration done. I don't know why they insist on staying here for another month. I want it to go to 100%. Or like, I want it just like guaranteed that it is fully integrated. Oh, it is though. So, what do we integrate next? Konya, Arcadia. I feel like Macedonia, because we have these wheat farms here, the sturdy grains. Growth of Pyragon attracts the Agrokoi. It seems as if the peasants are moving out of the hinterlands and aim to earn a living in Pyragon. Centralization? Or decentralization? Ooh. Tralus and Pyragon are... Oh, I don't want Tralus to lose development because that's where we're getting all that wheat. I'm going to tell the farmers to stay farming. Okay, we are literally maxed out on the fruit gathering operation down here. It don't get any fruitier. Charcoal kiln. I would like to build more lumber mills, but I pretty much have the money for that chancellery right now, so I think let's go for that. Nobody is working in the library because I guess it uses books. $159 for this. If in the capital, the country also gets efficiency of the cabinet. Yeah, we'll build that there. Special buildings are special. I like being special. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do without diplomats. I could just spend a whole lot of money and get a whole bunch of diplomats really quickly, though, and maybe that's the right idea. Kind of feels like it is. Why don't we land down here in Athens? Separate those cogs. Just because there are actually like provinces down here I can capture, and then I don't really know how I'm going to get to Constantinople itself, but baby steps, you know? Certainly we need more transports. Agree the Roblox build is spreading faster than being looked at. Yeah, but it is like getting a lot of attention, so... Confusion caused by the conflict between Rome and Paris has severely impacted the stability of our order. The uncertainty about the occupation of the Holy Seat is spreading doubts about proper church service and is slowly eroding the faith of the people. No, that's not good. Stability and devotion or a state satisfaction. I'll take stability and devotion. We have a bit of that going on right now. Declare obedience. Try to demand some more support soon. Let those guys merge back. I like the transports being with the galleys whenever I can. It just seems like the safer decision. Genoa, Pisa, and Macedonia might join a coalition against me. Pisa? Really? I guess because I took Corsica from them? That's so funny. They're like, well, suddenly we're concerned about this. Always are building roads over there. Wow. Look at Ottomans just flexing their cash. All right. Clear war. Oh boy! Thessaly joins in this war. Is a vassal of the Kingdom of Sicily. Huh. Does this mean I can conquer Thessaly without dealing with Sicily? Byzantium, Thessaly, and Central Macedonia. Oh, very nice. Thank you. How many levies are down here? Not a lot. Corsica. Burgess also joins in this war with us now as well. I forgot that we also have Corsica. I keep forgetting about Corsica. All those homies are going to raise levies. Honestly, I think we might just keep our standing army. Split them up a bit so they're not all just going to get pummeled. Oh, yeah, this is so nice. So we have the armored horsemen on both flanks, and then we have the artillery in the center. And they're just like 2 rows of reformed crusaders in the front. This is a fort town, but thankfully, we have artillery. Well, I mean, if you guys have joined this... Oh, cool! We can actually march up through here. What a bizarre pathing this is, but... $11 galleys. Huh. I'll be damned. They actually would beat me in a naval war. I don't have any sailors. I don't know how. I'm always at 0 sailors, it seems. This is fine. We'll beat this up, then we'll come back and we'll deal with these guys. Most of this is all under one province, so this central location controls pretty much all of it. Wow, not being able to go through this province is a bit of a problem. And they would not let us go through there, which I guess sort of makes sense. It's funny, though. They do let Thessaly go through there, which is frustrating. Artisan guilds are being built over there. I'm not really worried about these countries. I am a little bit worried about... these guys decide to come down this way. So I'm just going to raise up some levies in our home provinces. $13 boats, 11 galleys, yeah. All right, come on, let's catch these guys before they just siege down everything we have. Oof. Major morale hit here on my attack. I didn't really account for the fact that we were marching along so much through enemy territory that our morale would be sapped, but thankfully our troops are just like so much better and so much more trained than they are. All right, Burgas is dealing with some of those guys as well. Reclaim our territory. We have a Curia possible. Let's just do this back in Rhodes. Honestly, religious education seems like it's the only thing here that's going to pass, so I'm just going to take that. Traditional economy, traditional ideas, humanist ideas. We could do that if need be. Something I've been wondering about here is like, yeah, it's a ton of stability to strip reforms off of people, but this is really good option. So this is really funny. Clergy is meant to be allowed to command. For some reason, my clergy isn't, even though we're a military order. And it very clearly says that they are meant to be able to command. Except you have only nobility as leaders. Now, I could revoke this privilege. And that would allow all my clergies to come back in. It's going to cost me like 50 stability, but that's something we want to look at in the future. Yeah, our clergy is super powerful. It's because we are literally a clerical state. Like, we are a theocracy, right? So it sort of tracks. All right, they got to break those guys up there. They're gonna try. We might catch them out. We do, and they are low on morale. Combat phase. At the initial bombard phase, so there isn't a huge bombard phase with the artillery. I guess the artillery is still better at sieging than it is at anything else. Which is making me wonder, should we get some guns? Like, I wonder, would armored horsemen upgrade to guns? Wow, we lost 200. They lost 1,000. All right, so it still slaps. My hoof knights are completely destroyed. I would love to know how that even happened. I'd like to split those guys off so they can go and heal. This is a huge siege. I don't know what I'm sitting here just thinking. I'd really like to get some of those siegey boys back. I guess here's something with these levies that I didn't even really think about, is that we do have the Hamamids here, so they're going to protect us anyway. I'm a little hesitant to try and get them up here. I don't suppose, like, the Karasids or the Ottomans would give us military access, would they? 100? No. Negative 170? No, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, in the meantime... I could just demand all of Thessaly and get them out of the war. Release Central Macedonia. Is Central Macedonia a vassal under Thessaly? Yeah, okay, so let's conquer Central Macedonia. Integration of Burgas has taken a fair bit of time, but now that Burgas is a hospitality rural settlement, it will reach its full potential and make our nation prosper even more. We've gained new cores, diplomatically annex a subject, conquer a location. Nice. That's also going to give us a ton of diplomats back. So much so that we can probably pull that back quite a bit. Oh, this is going to give us so much land. I think we need to start spying on the Ottomans then. Get ready for it. Question of the day, second coffee or no second coffee? Always second coffee. Get that anxiety spike, right? Marriages are useful in general because if you want to have children in your dynasty, be able to assign them in your cabinet, boosting your crown power. Ah, okay. Sorry, I missed that question. Yeah. What royal marriages are good for? Is it smart for a big country like Castile to marry someone from Navarre? Or should you try to marry someone from a powerful country? I mean, I would think the main reason is like diplomatic alliances. Marry the strong countries whenever you can. This guy still has a little baby army here that I would like to crush. And crush it I shall. So I wonder, as a sub-vassal, will I also be able to get this, or will this argument just be with Thessaly? They also own Ostrova. I want all this because finally we could get some cows and stuff as well. You know, honestly, I'm going to disband all those levies. I really don't think we need them. Tea is an afternoon option, like coffee in the AM, tea in the PM, always good. I was always a coffee into scotch kind of guy myself, but they're all good options. All right. Central Macedonia. Yeah, interesting. I cannot take territory from Central Macedonia. But I can get an extra like $13 from you. And all of your territory. I mean, presumably Central Macedonia doesn't stay a vassal anyway if I do this. Because if Thessaly doesn't exist, Central Macedonia shouldn't exist. But I guess also Thessaly is a vassal under the Byzantines, maybe? No, they're a vassal under Sicily. So part of me wonders, like, if I get rid of Thessaly, does Sicily inherit Central Macedonia as like a chain of vassalization? So... yeah, I tried to negotiate with Central Mass, but it doesn't let me. It goes straight to Thessaly. So for whatever reason, it doesn't seem like I have the option. The Autocephalous Patriarch seat has fallen. After a turbulent siege and a valiant defense, Larissa has fallen to the might of her great armies, wherein its walls resides a powerful religious authority, as the town once hosted dignitaries of the Orthodox faith. The question remains, should we abolish this kindred institution or adopt it under our protection? Every member of the Autocephalous Patriarch loses opinion. We gain $200. And we destroy the heretic Autocephalous Patriarch. Tolerance of heretical beliefs -2. Or we can take it. The leader gets monthly prestige and legitimacy, and we tolerate heretical beliefs more. I feel like let's dissolve the Patriarch. Hey, it's 200 gold. Yoink. We can embrace banking, but it would cost us like $260. Not sure we're ready for that. Oh, amazing. Now I can annex Central Macedonia. We have to wait until September, though. All right. The Kleros has mobilized the population, giving us stability. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Kleros. And do I have enough to build? Did I already build it? No, the market warehouse. Let's queue this up here in Rhodes as well. Excellent, dudes. Max literacy for clergy here with a monastery. 10%, 20% local pop conversion speed. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking about building all this other stuff here as well. A cathedral and a monastery. That's going to give us a ton of literacy in Rhodes. Yeah, we've lost like a bunch of our regulars. Oh, this is convenient. Stomp on those dweebs. And then we'll start clearing out some of our territory. Getting to their land is still going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm hoping we can do it, so. Looks like a bug. Stability hit worse than the money. I mean, we're doing shockingly good for stability. Hey, we passed 1 million people. That's new. Also, our Diplo is still really bad, so I'm going to have to boost that up. The economic power of Thessalonica. Apart from being an important member of the Curia, Thessalonica is also the center of influential business with a stake in overseas trade. Many of these businesses have decided they would not benefit from the currently debated proposal. We lose $2. The asteroid give them. I'll give them $2. I don't mind doing that. And we have conquered this territory. Or I guess like reconquer this territory. I guess it's like this fort over to the west is my next target, but I'm gonna need my guns back online. And I'm gonna be real. I kind of want more artillery. Chance that artillery regiments have to fire during the bombard phase. Combat speed, combat power. Higher chance than level of the fort. It can give a bonus to the attackers as well. It claims to be a seer who has seen the civic glory. Who is this guy? Some Greek Catholic? The bad preacher calls for Catholic renewal and has instituted an extreme puritanical campaign. I mean, I don't particularly need this guy. We lose 10 devotion. Oh. Or we lose 7 stability. You know what, man? I'm going to take the devotion hit. Because I need stability to start repealing laws. So what we'll do is we'll wait till the end of the month here and then we'll head back over this way. Sure, we're gonna have some like prosperity to start fixing up soon now too. We have supply cards, and we passed the parliamentary issue, giving us another achievement. Huzzah! Okay, so this is just like a fancy version of what we had before. I'd be lying if I didn't say I wanted those, but let's make more guns in the meantime. Because I feel like nobody else has guns, so if we have guns, then we get to go boom. Ah, you will accept this now. You will also give me $26. Anti-piracy food, military will cease to exist, so they can't give me war reparations. I can have you revoke a bunch of cores. Oh my god. We get to dissolve the patriarch again because it just keeps moving around to different countries? How good is that? Handgunners, slave centers, armories, coastal forts. Correct section chance. Cavalrymen. Heavy cavalrymen. I think that's what we're going to go for next. Now that we have guns, I wouldn't mind having some cavalry on those sides. Just because the hourly ticks, or is EU5 a lot more measured in the expansion compared to like CK3? It does feel like it, yeah. It's taking a lot longer to expand compared to if it was CK3. Yeah, I think it's really designed that you're like not meant to blob so much in this game. You can, obviously, and we are a fair bit, but it is slower to do so. Feels a bit like a CK3 Wanderer run. Just observing. Reach that nice cycle where you can be more aggressive without worrying about finances too much. Yeah, we actually are making like pretty good money. Also, it turns out that war pays really well. We've had a great time with all this war. Let us build a road out of here. Movement cost, market access cost, and proximity. We're going to build this up to Paragon, I think. That was relatively cheap. That's 81 bucks. That's 120 bucks. You make dyes, you make salt. 12,000, 9,000. Then we'll go like that. That should connect all of our provinces here by roads. Which hopefully will increase proximity to the capital. It should definitely at least increase control by quite a bit. All right, let's go deal with these dweebs. Poof, nice. Oh, so nice. Certainly next up is the Ottomans. We've almost got enough to steal maps from France as well. So this is interesting. I'm actually not getting an artillery impact, which I thought for sure I would. Also, Byzantium, what do I need to get all this from you? Currently, the answer is I can just have all of it. Needs to be occupied if I want it part of the peace treaty. What if... Cancel subject, liberate subjects, country treaties. The market of Constantinopolis relocates to Banderma. Where the hell is Banderma? Down there. I can't vassalize them. So I'm gonna have to go up and just take Constantinople. If this is the case, I don't really need to siege this place. So I think let's not waste the time. We're just gonna march back home. I still don't understand our sailors, because it seems like we're making sailors and then they disappear, and we're making them and then they disappear. Hello, please merge. All right, there's a month passed. So Bulgaria, you won't give me military access, would you? For $56, they have a very bad opinion of us. I can't imagine why. So strange. Let's start at EU5 seems slower in the beginning, even though it's only 50 years into the game. Yeah, that's the thing, is also like not that much time has passed. All right, I'm gonna try this, though I'm gonna be honest, I'm very worried about sending anybody on a galley right now. Yeah, something also is really going on weird with our sailors. You have 11 galleys here. Are you going to let me land? Well, that was an unbelievably stupid decision by you, my dude. Why don't you have an army leader? I don't really want to take this. Because if I do, all those boats are going to come out of that port. So I'm just going to go straight for Constantinople? Question mark? I guess? Constantinople, which doesn't have any walls or a fort? All right, dude, if that's what you think, if you think that's a good idea, we'll let that pass. Just let my boats slide on by here. Don't worry about them. Maybe these guys are just like happy to be annexed at this point. You are building cannon markets, Mr. Ottoman. Well, I mean, that's the war. Take Constantinople, and we get 100% here. Yoink, 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 yoink. Yeah, there still isn't an option here to just vassalize them, which seems quite bizarre. We can get $100 from them. I wish I could force them to convert as well, but I guess that wouldn't really do anything. Let's do it. We now own Constantinople. You are for sure going to have to do some recovery efforts. Oh, yeah. So we'll get you off to work. I feel like integrating Constantinople is going to be the most important thing to do here. So we're also going to do that. What's going on in Constantinople in terms of buildings? Scriptoriums, temples, hospitals, cathedrals, monastery. We could build an order stronghold here, which would give us some fort defense. Considering it is the passageway to the Ottomans, I think that's probably a good idea. A monastery as well would also help us convert, so let's do that. It's got a lot of buildings. Theodosian walls. Garrison size 2,000, fort defense 50, fort level 2, zone of control, blocks vision from land and sea. Yes. And then I will also build a castle here in a moment. Wow, what a fool. I can't believe he didn't build walls. Seems like one of the most important things you should kind of do for your capital. Did it get destroyed after the rebellion? I mean, maybe? I am a little confused about it. But I will happily pump some money back in here. Now, what is interesting is I now control 2 markets, which I didn't really anticipate doing. We'll also build a castle in there. But I guess that's fine. We can pin both of them. Yeah, I mean, we massively own the trade advantage in both of these markets right now, so I think that's okay. Those walls, they usually start with those. So they might have lost. There is like an option for them to destroy walls. And that might have been what happened. The Ottomans and the Iritids have declared us a rival. Well, that's a pretty big coalition against us. Who is my rival? Subjects. Enemies. The Karasids are my rival. Can I, like, unrival them? We can only have one rival at a time. I thought you guys were forced into our religion, but I see now that you are clearly not. I could enforce my culture. Turn them all Greek. They're 80% loyal to us right now, so I mean, I guess we're keeping them out of the hands of all these other empires, so. Sumatra blend from Starbucks? You know, Starbucks, not my favorite, but it's not the worst. Espresso grind their beans, hoping to use wedding money to get an espresso maker that's got the bean grinder attachment. Nice, nice. We have one of those like Breville espresso makers, and it changed our life. We started making so much espresso after that point, so. Using language the heathen coffee drinkers understand. A merchant has been lost at sea while trading in Naples. We lose $7. Oh no, that's going to be a loan, I think. No. Wow. Just avoided the loan. I have lost a lot of money because I'm still spending an insane amount on diplomats right now. But that's also because France got maps. Karelia, Kola, Norrej, and Norland. Damn. I don't really care about these maps. I guess we'll get Kola because we don't know about that at all. This is all the maps you have? I think I'm going to cancel building a spy network in you. Portugal, you got maps yet? Castile? Aragon? Morocco? Morocco's got maps we don't have. Wait, Castile does not have maps. We're going to stop stealing from them. I'm going to start stealing from Morocco. We'll build a spy network there next month. Ooh, what's going on in Serbs? Hungarian-Serbian war. Hungary is flexing on Serbia right now. We are much weaker than them. Hungary likes us, though. Mostly because we made friendships. I wonder if we shouldn't consider building something like an embassy up here. Diplomatic capacity 0.1. I have an order commandery here. I guess the other thing I'm starting to wonder about is, like, you know, what if I built these trade outposts in places? Could I build them in Naples, maybe? Or in, like, the Papal States? Like Rome? Trade office, trade advantage, maritime presence, trade capacity to owner. So they cost like 40 bucks, so they're basically equal to a building. Perfectly balanced with them. All right. We definitely have to chill because this coalition has gotten pretty bad right now. Make silks. We got some more wheat, some more medicaments. We do finally have access to livestock over here as well, though. It's in the Dubrovnik market? Are you serious? I finally get livestock and I can't even use it. The Ottomans have all the other stuff, so. Achia has a rebellion happening right now also. The clergy civil war. See how that goes. So happy when you went to Holland, discovered that coffee over there is actually espresso and water. I do find it very funny how in like so many places, like living in Italy, and I'd be like, can I get an Americano somewhere? And they'd be like, why? Why not just drink an espresso? And I'd be like, yeah, it's a good point. But also, I would like to just drink coffee for longer. Like, that's why I like Americanos. I just want to drink a long coffee. RGO is missing employees. Unprofitable buildings. All these tanneries. You're telling me these tanneries are all unprofitable because they're all trying to use livestock, which I don't have. Supply. Demand. Like, I could switch some of those over to wild game. And it might work better for us. We're gonna have to deal with that corruption. I don't love it, but we're gonna have to deal with that corruption. Keep this guy on recovery efforts. I guess let's go Central Macedonia first. Good excuse to visit Holland, right? Quite common that tourists complain when ordering coffee in France they get an espresso instead of a long black. Yep. Yeah, we have a lot of antagonism right now. We're missing beeswax and roads, books in Constantinople, and in Napoli, we're missing livestock and tar. Oh, yeah. I feel like we're really getting, like, bullied out of our own marketplace right now. I want this market attraction to be better. So prestige is, I guess, something we could do for that. We're losing 0.5, mostly from the Western Schism. We're getting some from works of art. Now, I do have artists. Could I just start hiring artists to make artwork to get my prestige up? That certainly sounds like an option. Sturdy grains, books, and beeswax. Books. Okay. I have a ton of clergy here, so why don't we start building scriptorums? Like, I have an insane amount of clergy here available for employment, so if I just build like 4 scriptorums, they should have something to do. Now, that being said, I am building a ton of stuff already in roads, so maybe I should spread out. Fortress Church. A building with a dual purpose, serves its community as a normal church with all its religious functions, but also in the case of sieges as a defensive building. Well, that's interesting. Libraries. Yeah, see, there's like an insane amount of peasants here that I feel like building something like a library would also help Pops get promoted here a lot quicker in Athens. We are at max Diplo. Can we ask for military sponsorships from Gazaria? Yeah, we might as well. Bandako writes, press sailors into our navy. I still don't make any sailors. Hospitalier privateers are costing us 6 sailors. So this is where all my sailors are going right now. Is into geopolitics. I don't know that these guys are doing anything for us is part of the problem. And I desperately need more boats. All it does is like reduce market presence. So I'd actually be better off hiring privateers in the Aegean Sea if that was the case. But what I'd much rather do is just build more boats. Make our own iced coffee at home tends to be easier because not many good ones out there in Denmark. Iced coffee is just one of those nice little treats, right? Doesn't believe in iced coffee. Europe doesn't. Took me forever to find a coffee shop that did a cold brew. Interesting. Frap with powder. Does not sound the tastiest. That does not sound the best. You there. Can you guys, like... Where are all my rebels right now? Turkish... There's a lot of Orthodox zealots over there. And I got a feeling they're probably going to be the most mad. So I'd like to bring you guys home to Thessalonica. I would like to hire one of these baggage trains for them as well. Also, one more Houfa-Nice. Houfa-Oso-Nice. Kasserid's getting another choice on us. Oh yeah, that was what we were gonna do. We were gonna build a spy network in Morocco. Ba, 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 ba. Keep those taxes up as much as I can. Let's go Macedonia, northern Greece, Aegean Archipelago, Thrace, just Moria as well. I don't know how well that's going to work, but let them just kind of march around for a bit. All I need is... No, you know what? I need like 2 provinces here in order to connect. We can almost go all the way around Greece. It's very funny. Hate each other more than the French and the English? Flemish person sure as heck doesn't count as Belgium. Oh yeah, everybody hates each other over in Holland. Very clear divide in road signage. Dutch Belgium and French Belgium. Yeah. They didn't speak English or Dutch, only French. I don't know what it is with the French language, but they are very particular about protecting themselves. Case in point, Quebec. Case in point, all the insane laws in Quebec. Yay, build more boats. More Rhodesian boats. Can I also get this livery? 40 bucks. Now, I have enough for that. There are not enough books in Rhodes to do this. Well, how about we build some scriptoriums then over here? Yeah, I never thought books would be so expensive. Olives are really expensive in Constantinople. That's funny. How Bulgaria has more trade capacity here than me, I don't know. Also, what am I doing with my market automation? Obviously, nothing at the moment. Trade, trade, trade. I'm literally sitting on unused caps. Don't love that for me. What are these guys doing? Who are you at war with? Burgher Civil War. Provincial burghers versus Provence. Rise of the Turks. The Ottomans are at 44. I don't think. No eligible country with the Anatolian Beylik government reform owns at least 100 locations. And the year needs to be greater than 1400. That's only 8 years. They only have 64 locations. They're not going to get they're not going to get 46 new locations in 8 years, especially when we're about to go to war with them as well, which should be so great. Josh, hello, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. I hope the D&D was good today. We're playing a little Europa Universalis, the most complicated strategy game that's ever existed. It's delightful. Most of the world would be happier with a perpetual affordable supply of good chocolate and cheese. Absolutely fact. This guy is such a good cabinet minister that we're like, nice. We can gain 10 prestige or 5 efficiency in the cabinet for 5 years for just him. Honestly, I think I'm going to take that 10 prestige because it's going to bring up my market cap, which is something we really got to start considering. This looks cool. A bit like Risk. It's a little bit like Risk. Basically, you pay as a province literally anywhere in the world, and you have about 400 years to do whatever you want. We started as the Knights Hospitalier on the island of Rhodes, then proceeded to invade Lower Turkey, and then proceeded to invade all of Greece. Wasn't really what we were planning to do, but it's worked out pretty well in our favor. You get different people who have to do all sorts of different jobs. Guess we'll do a little bit more recovery efforts over here. Get these provinces back to normal. Yeah, I want to go to war with the Ottomans, but based on this, it's probably not a good idea right now. I think there will be a massive coalition if we do that. Beeswax and livestock. A lot of demands for goods. Yeah, we're still like short on sturdy grain, short on livestock, short of books. If I could move this livestock, like if I could get that in a better market. I can't believe the Dubrovnik has stolen that one little square. So frustrating. D&D was excellent. Nice, nice. 500 years technically. Okay, even more than I thought. Sounds like something your husband would like. It's the ultimate in map games. I will say that. It is the most complex map game that we've had so far. For better or for worse. 26,000, 22. We have a lot of peasants here. What about in Thessalonica? Only 8,000, so they're pretty good. And 29 up there. I was kind of thinking about building like more libraries because they seem like, boy, do they seem like they are pretty useful with the literacy and the institution growth. Wait, why can't I build one here? Why can't I build a library here? There are not enough books. There's never enough books. Well, I gotta tell you, I got a lot of clergy not doing anything still, so. We'll just keep making books until we can't make any more. Until this starts to solve itself. And Rachel, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Booze or books? A little of both, maybe. We can also keep making more boats. I actually want to make another cog. Because we are struggling a little bit on transporting troops. Like, I'd like to be able to pick up my entire army on our boats. General of the army has died. RIP. We'll put our successor in charge. Because he's a pretty good general. Yeah, we're making like pretty good sailors right now. We may be able to also build some docks. Another 10% fort defense here. Working on the castle. They have the castle. They're working on the walls. Honestly, I think, yeah, let's just keep building books right now. They're not necessarily what we need the most. Ah, okay. No, we have enough books. We can start building libraries. Those few extra scriptoriums seem to have done it, so. How's it going? Are we on the home road yet? We are in the process of getting ready to form Greece. We only need 10 more countries to form Greece. Which is pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't form Byzantium, which it would be very funny. But I would take Greece. I would take Greece. And I believe, actually, if we purge the Ottomans here, we'll have enough for that, so. I do believe that's going to be our play. More books and more greasy boys. No Latin Empire formable? Not that I've seen. Is this my first run or did I have it early access? We did a very mini run of Lübeck but it didn't really like work out or make sense because I should have been playing as the Hanseatic League, not as Lubeck. So, a brilliant Serbian inventor from Serbia has come to seek our patronage after falling out with the monarchy. The inventor has been described as one of the greatest minds of his age, producing many mechanical and chemical inventions beyond the understanding of most others. 5 research. Hell yeah, dudes. Let us take him in. Sucks to Serbia. Their loss is our gain. Cavalrymen. Now, can I upgrade? Yes, we can upgrade our armored horsemen to Rhodes Cavalry. So if that's the case, actually, maybe I don't need heavy cav. Heavy cavalry, cavalry regulars. We have armored cavalry right now. I guess my question is, like, do cavalry become heavy cavalry? So, like, these guys don't use guns. These guys do use guns. No! I'm incorrect. They do not use guns. Light cavalry sometimes armed with ranged weapons. But not actually. Heavier type of cavalry, fully armored and trained for shock charges thanks to heavy armor and armament, which should lead to the disruption of the enemy line. Coastal forts. Local maritime presence. Also less naval attrition. Also slows down disembarkment. I don't know that we need heavy cav. The armory we don't really need because we have order monasteries. I guess we'll work on recruitment law afterwards. Naval damage and disembark speed. Both of those are pretty useful. Cavalry power is also pretty good. Maximum size of RGOs by 10%. You know what? Let's also grab that just for our economy. And then we're probably going to need to start moving into banking soon. Just so we have something else. Does EU5 have wonders? Is the Colossus buildable / repairable? It does have special locations. But it doesn't seem like the Colossus itself is repairable. Oh, I can build a fortress church here. Max literacy for clergy. Well, I should absolutely probably do that. 127 bucks, though. It's not cheap. Fort maintenance is also going, like, way up right now. Let's just put that down. My Grandmaster has died. He fell down a flight of stairs. RIP. But we have a new Grandmaster. Which I think also means we need someone in charge of that army. Or the Navy? No, maybe not. Maybe everything is fine. I'm okay with that guy in charge still, I think. Build you some more galleys. Once I have $19 reduce. Basically, my goal here is just to get the Navy, like, way, way up. So that if anything does come to fight us, we can deal with it. I guess our war reparations must be over. We're going to need to go to war with somebody. There's no more military sponsorships that happen. I think everyone is like, you know what? You're huge. I don't think we need to support you in war anymore. You seem to be a monster. which is not wrong. They ain't incorrect. Well, perhaps we should... Do we already have 99 opinion with them? No, we have 72. Because we could keep making friends with the Kingdom of Hungary. Because they are also like a really good border to us right now. Like if we have to go to war with Bulgaria, obviously they're really helpful. If we have to go to war with Naples, they're really helpful. I wonder, could I get an alliance with these guys? No, but largely because I'm the likely target of a coalition. So we can figure that out. What's with your Grandmaster and stairs? This is your second stair death? I thought the last one was from like a burst ulcer. But maybe we have fallen down a few flights of stairs. I don't know. Have you ever been in an old, you know, cathedral? The stairs are extremely narrow, extremely dangerous. They get really slippery after a while, too. I'm not surprised people are falling downstairs. Oh, my Chancellor has died after being attacked by a wild animal. And I do not have the money to hire a new guy. Salvation. Yeah, I'm still missing books. We still need books by a lot. And we still need sturdy grains by a lot, so... This place is growing really slow. Nice. Naples likes us. I'm fine with that. Give me money, Pope. Yes. Love when that works. $34 for more books. More books. This is in Rhodes, so... Yeah, this is the problem, is I need to build it down here. You are a town. You are rural, but you have a fort. Let's build a scriptorum down here in Mylasa. There's a bunch of clergy with no jobs. In general, we just have a bunch of clergy. Which is very confusing. Because again, most of our places are actually still Orthodox. What do you gotta do? No one can prove that they were pushed. Yeet them down the stairs. Cathedral, and then a market warehouse after that. Right, I'm still lacking this cabinet member who I should probably hire. That's my next priority. We can hold up to 600 sailors. Is that everywhere? Yes. Great. Did we go for like integration? We already have chunks of Central Macedonia. So I guess integrating that would be good. We are integrating, in the meantime, Constantinople. He's got 11 galleys there. Yeah, so that's like one of the things I'm kind of worried about. Oh my god, you're also not patrolling the seas. Just patrol the entire Aegean, because that's where literally all of our trade is right now. So it's 45 bucks to appoint a chancellor. 2 more months. Still no books. I'm assuming as we import books over time, that will go down, but maybe not. Doesn't help that I'm like building more libraries, which I guess are going to like use more books. Are we going to take on the Ottomans? Oh, absolutely. I'm going to pray for a quick end here. I don't really want to lose any more devotion at this point. Turkish patriots and Orthodox zealots are both ticking up pretty consistently. Wayward weather front. Oh, cool. I've actually never looked at the storms. But there's just like a big... It is now torrential rain. But I guess it's so cold that's like a torrential snow. You can even see it when you're all the way zoomed out. Wow, even all the way out here, you can still see those clouds. That's so cool. I'm really impressed by how much is actually rendered in the game, so... Get rid of the Ottomans, then the sofas. I mean, getting the Thessalonian walls here will be a pretty big boon for dealing with these Ottomans. Man, we cannot stop having a traditionalist. I want to be more innovative, but we are very traditional. A comet sighted! The classic paradox event. The people of our order have always been superstitious, and the appearance of a comet in the sky has caused panic among them. They are convinced that this is a sign the end of the times is near, or that something terrible is going to happen. Lose 7 stability. That was such a famous event in Europa, like the old EU games, that they've literally put it in every single one of their games as a meme. All it does is bad. Unless you have like very specific traits, and then sometimes it can be good in some of the games. Yay, you built a cathedral. Yay, you built the Theodosian walls. Your fort level is 4. Damn, dudes. I don't even think the Ottomans could take that. Venice wants 42 bucks. Why would I give you this? No. They have been absolutely humbled. City of Venezia. Oh! Verona actually took over Venice. Venice, like, doesn't even exist anymore. Holy Roman Empire, Catholic Church. Genoa, Bologna. Alliance with Provence, Burgundy, and Padua. That's fun. I love that for them. I was saving up money to get a character here. This guy has 93 military, so he will be very, very good. And then I guess we just still need more scriptorums. We now have access to coastal forts. Local maritime presence, hostile naval attrition. How much are they? 70 bucks. Local maritime presence is quite good. Though I will say our maritime presence right now is already very strong. But the Ottomans are beating on us. So a coastal fort like in Constantinople might actually be the best idea. Can you actually cross here? Yes, you can. Okay. Nobody is willing to give us a military sponsorship. People are willing to give us soldiers. Oh, that's just manpower. We have enough that we can create a casus belli on the Ottomans for a religious war. Great question. Where are the most of their people? In Bursa. That's obviously their capital. The Dardanelles here have like 55,000. And I feel like if we control the Dardanelles, we control this sound toll. So that'll work. I can then probably pull that spy. Put him somewhere else. I'm working on a spy network still over in Morocco. Makuria, Yemen. I mean, the other part of me is like, ooh, maybe I should be building spies down in Yemen. I bet they know what's down here and I don't. There is no canal, right? So it's not like I can get through there. So there is probably land to colonize. Still a bit early for that, though. You know, the thought is if I could get Egypt, we could also take, like, this market over. We're almost perfectly split in terms of pops between the two markets. I appreciate that. Yeah, proximity to capital doesn't seem to ever change, even with roads. Control score does. Tracing a pass through roads or maritime presence from coastal locations increases the proximity. But it has to be... So it has to be, like, chained together. So I need to increase the maritime presence here in order for it to spread up the coast. Like, I quite literally have a blocker in the fact that these guys don't really have maritime presence. So part of me wonders, like, could I build something like a dock? I can build a castle. Cloth makers and masons. Strongholds. Monasteries and cathedrals. Fishing village gives maritime presence, but here's the problem is no one will work in it because, like, we have so much fish that everyone is like, fish are valueless. Koi 4 also has a comet event where if Germany researches and builds rocket interceptors, the comet sighted event fires, referencing the ME-163 comet. That's very fun. I like that a lot. I like Canarsos. 6,000, 9,000, 16,000 fish. Oh, this island of Kos would increase maritime presence here if I could do it. Now, the problem is that nobody wants to work in this fishing village. Because it doesn't make any damn money. There are no peasants employed. Arr, 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 arr. Charcoal kilns. This is the lumber province. I could work on this lumber province more because I did like the idea of having more lumber available. A market village would give us trade advantage and trade capacity. It's unfortunate that like only maritime presence is added by fishing villages. That makes leather. Market village turns lumber into weapons. All right. We'll build one. Give them something to work with. Chia is making claims on us. That's fine. They won't last forever. Oh, Venice does have... Venice doesn't have Venice. What they have are a couple tiny little islands over here. Oh, man. We should be spying on Venice. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull our Hungary diplomat out. And support a clerical cabinet, promote noble officers. This guy's 42, so giving him some bonuses is not terrible. Skilled member of the burghers will appear. Skilled member of the nobility will appear. If I change where the parliament goes, do I get different events? No, not really. All right. We'll keep supporting our clerical cabinets then. Reduced levy obligations for clergy. No, absolutely not. All right, so we're just going to let that pass as is. There's not a lot that we can do. Sells for 3. Wow, yeah, books are really worth money. Lots of pops with needs. Lots of lacking employees in Constantinopolis. Incompetent diplomacy for 10 years. Rough. -4 diplomatic reputation and -0.1 monthly diplomats. Let me tell you, I do not love that. Yeah, I think, honestly, just like booting up Athens, because it's got so many people here. Like, I have 2,000 unemployed clergy in Athens, and it is like a Catholic state. One of our order's purposes is to spread the Catholic faith and prevent heresy. It's a noble cause, but when heresy strikes in the very heart of our country, it shames us. Tripolitsa does not follow the Catholic faith. Expulsion of heretics for 10 years. Local pop conversion speed. Oh, yeah. Increase efforts. Where is Tripolitsa? Down here? You guys are integrating and integrating. Seeing as it has a buff, and it currently has 100% orthodoxy. Let's take a buff to get rid of a little bit of that. And spread the good word of Jesus. All right, the Curia agrees. Where is our population migration? Religious locations, yeah. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of like Sunni popping up as well here now. Whoops. No! Game crash. Well, we were about to take a break, so we'll come back in the next episode and continue on from here. Continue on our conquest, continue on stabilizing the rest of Greece. We hope you come back. Join us next time.